Hi, everybody. This is Phil Sims, and you're watching Fresh Cookies.
Yo, what up? What up? My mic's mad high. Welcome to Fresh Cookies Division Round Edition. Yes, we are getting closer to the end of the NFL season. Sad teardrops, but luckily we've had some great storylines and we have a good show planned for you. So, shout out to everybody already in here. As always, love y'all. Man, I'm not even gonna get to to rip on the Cowboys. Honestly, is kind of whack at this point. But man, if you're an Eagles fan, gotta be hurting. Shout out to my brother-in-law. I know he's sick. What was that? 5-year last? You dropped 5-year last 6? Was it 6-year last 7? Man, y'all are dumb. Man, the Eagles' pitiful performance, along with the Dolphins looking like straight frauds on the road in Kansas City, has propelled a new segment in the show, which we will be debuting. As always, there's only 8 teams, but we still have power rankings. Yes, some teams are better than others. We will break that down. For all my Pats fans, I know there's so many of you in here. It's a new era in New England. All right, Jerod Mayo. In case you didn't see our loading screen, he's the new Pats head coach. All right, he's more than qualified. But if I'm being honest with you, I'm not 100% sold. Let me rephrase that. I'm not 100% sold the way I thought I would be. I'm not counting dude out, but I definitely have some questions. We'll get into that. And we might be getting in some UFC as well. Sean Strickland fighting this weekend. We got, like I said, we have an interesting show for you. All right. What the hell? Yeah. Just getting some important info, but yes, only 8 teams remain, and what a wild card weekend it was. Now, let's just bring up our new segment because I was so excited making this one. Where is it at? So, yes, here is our new segment. Who will be joining it next week? Yes, that's right. Fresh Cookies. Get the F out. These 3 teams specifically will have plenty of time to enjoy dancing white women because they are eliminated. All right. They lost. They're good for nothings. Nah, I'm just kidding. But seriously, they really did blow it. I mean, the Eagles, you already know their woes, bro. We're going to go to one of our favorite thumbnails here on the show. Just to reiterate, it's over, bro. All right. It's over. AJ Brown didn't want to play. Jalen Hurts, for whatever reason, just looks like a shell of themselves. Come on, son. It's only like your 3rd year. Nick Sirianni doesn't really seem like the guy there anymore. And we'll get to Dallas in a second. Obviously, the big storyline there, yes, the storyline is the Cowboys got eliminated, whatever. We're going to go on that. But can we just give some credit to the Packers and Jordan Love? I mean, shit. We were so hyped on Aaron Rodgers starting this year. It's all fluff. Didn't even happen. We saw the guy for 4 snaps. Jordan Love, the first game of the season, I was high on this dude, but then again, it's the first game. All right, they kind of hit a little decline. But this is honestly like the surprise Nah, I wouldn't say the surprise of the year because the Texans, I think, are the surprise of the year so far. But this was, in terms of shit I didn't count on happening, yes. This is right up there. The Packers and Jordan Love, like I said, just with blatant disregard, just straight route these Cowboys. And to be honest, they kind of looking at the final score. Let's pull up the shit's like in my face. Let's pull up the stats, right? That's what everybody likes. That's what we hold accountable. Where are you at? Mm. But shout out to everybody already in here. Appreciate y'all. Tell me, what are some predictions you got going this weekend, huh? Do you have some upsets? Maybe you're laying down a big fat parlay. Let us know. But anyway, let's roll it back to, like I said, the wild card round. So, hold on 1 second. Move shit out the way so we can see. Yeah, let's go to the Packers and the Cowboys. Jordan Love, 272 yards, 3 tutties, no interceptions. Right? Yep, no interceptions. He's good. And Aaron Jones, look at that. Just a great, and Romeo Dobbs. I mean, just amazing the way they shit stomp these guys. I mean, 4 unanswered touchdowns to kick off the game. And just look at that. You know, the Cowboys more total yards, more passing yards. The only thing they really fucked up on was the rushing, and I guess it wasn't even that bad, but as we're going to see right here, you know why we call the show Fresh Cookies. Because turnovers rule the game. All right, turnovers rule the game. And yeah. On paper, this is honestly shocking because I look at the stats to a certain standpoint, but just looking at this shit, if you didn't show me the final score, I would just assume that the Cowboys won. So where did they go from here? Well, it's an interesting question. I I am not on board with this whole let's fire Mike McCarthy business. I think he's a good coach. I think they have a great staff. It's just all seem mental. And this is what comes with playing like a franchise, this comes with playing for a franchise like the Cowboys. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody's built for it. I'm going to use a baseball metaphor here, or Randy Johnson. I mean, top 3 pitcher of my era. But when he came to New York, woo! I still smell that stink. He was bad. Couldn't take the New York media either. Listen, bro, you're playing for a franchise where I'm going to go solo on this one. You're playing for a franchise where the owner gets a post-game presser. Like, he was just out there. So that should just tell you everything you need to know about what it's like playing for the boys. Man. It's tough to say where they go from here. Like, I'm not on the, like I said, Dallas, like kicking Dallas's back in. I thought they had a great season. On the other hand, you're at home during the playoffs against an inexperienced Packers team and just got absolutely mollywopped. Disgraceful. But shout out to the Packers. We'll get into their game with the 49ers. And if Jordan Love can beat the 49ers, What's that going to make Aaron Rodgers feel like? I also want to know if Rodgers has reached out to Jordan Love at all. Just say, hey, cut that shit out. They were supposed to love me, not you. But don't worry, the back kicking will commence because hold on a second, just trying to pull this up. Messing up my my setup here. Yeah, the back kicking will commence because we also had another embarrassing loss. Welcome to the Summer Jam stage, the Miami Dolphins. Yes. They really blew it. I mean, talk about the scariest offense in the league, just did not know how to play in the cold. They looked miserable out there. And Leo letting you know next year's our year. It sure is. It sure is. Shout out to all my Finns fans. We got a nice comfy seat for you right on the fucking couch. Man, puts a smile on my face. To a certain extent. It honestly broke my heart for me to be sitting there rooting for the Dolphins to take down the Chiefs just because I want to see something different. And they let me down. So it's the last time. It's the last time I ever root for you. And yeah, when I see you, it's your fucking ass. Interesting. Also, shout out to our chat. Miami never had a chance. Yeah, I mean, the weather reports coming out before this one, everybody wrote them off. I kind of wrote them off. I just thought they would have a better outing. I mean, that was just embarrassing. I thought we would I don't know. It's I don't know if Kareem can perform against his former team. The Dolphins, they're going to have some serious question marks next year. They're going to say a quarterback. I was really impressed with Tua. I mean, for a guy that I thought shouldn't even be playing because of his injury, I mean, shit. I would like to consider this guy for a comeback player of the year, but he just, I don't think he really missed any time. And at the same time, him and Joe Flacco went just as far in the playoffs, and Flacco's only been playing half the year. So what becomes of Tua, we don't know. Who knows? Maybe they move some pieces around with A.J. Brown not looking too thrilled in Philly. Does Miami somehow try to pull off a heist and try to bring A.J. Brown there? So they will be looking at a Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and A.J. Brown receiving core. Tough to say, but Miami got to get some better defensive players, though. And I don't know how you're going to train for well, you know what? The way, I guess in their scenario, the way you train for the cold is just win your game so you don't have to go on the road. But it's a whole nother story. They're all wrapped up in the Hard Knocks, lifestyle. And they can keep living that for a couple more weeks because they out. And just talk about, you know what? I could say, let's talk about the Eagles and their massive fuck up, but you know what? Trying to stay positive to a certain extent. Let's give credit to the Tampa Bay Bucks. I mean, goodness. Leading up to when I did the show last Thursday, I was like, okay, the Eagles, Super Bowl, runner up in the Super Bowl last year. And let me just say, I found out This is embarrassing. Embarrassing. All right. I found out this week that the Eagles. Who the fuck is there? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I found out this week going into the Eagles Bucks game, this Eagles team is the first team in NFL history since the merger to win 10 games in a season and not finish with 12 wins. Embarrassing. How do you do that? That's a special type of bad. So, anyway, I digress, but just pulling up, getting back to business here. 32-9. Did you even get out of bed? Huh? Did you even get out of bed? It looks like Jalen Hurts kind of did. Devontae Smith did. But you know who did get out of bed? Baker Mayfield. Let's give dude some credit. I mean, I was never a huge Baker fan. When he was on the Rams last year, I gave him a lot of credit for learning that playbook as quick as he did and getting them a win on Monday Night Football, I believe. This year, I was sort of back and forth, but just seeing that he's actually in the playoffs, it's hard to replace the greatest quarterback of all time. Obviously, less time spent in Tampa, but he means a shit ton to that city. All right. And he steps in that role and he got him back in the playoffs. And listen, 2 more wins. We're going to see the fucking Hulu kid in the Super Bowl, the former Hulu kid in the Super Bowl. Like, insane. So shout out to Baker. I don't know if he can be a candidate for a comeback player of the year, but I would have nominated his ass shit. Baker Mayfield couldn't hold on to the football. Nah, he can. And just shout out to the Bucks in general. I mean, they almost doubled the total yards of the Eagles. They shut them down. I mean, really, what is going on with the Eagles? Jason Kelsey's so embarrassed. He fucking retired. So, whoa, that's not the one I wanted. Ah, this one. This is the comment that suits it better. Yes, paper bag goes here. And you know what? If it was any other, literally, if it was almost any other team, franchise, or fan base, this wouldn't even be that big of a deal. But Eagles fans, you do it to yourselves. All right. You won once. You won once. Okay. You went twice, referring to Super Bowls. That's it. All right. That's it. You've had your time. I briefly heard that Belichick may go there to reunite with Matt Patricia. If you think Matt Patricia is staying there, you're bugging. I don't even know why they would try to switch coaches or implement a new coach in week 10? Not even later than that. The last 3 weeks of the season. What are y'all doing? Whatever, though. Not my franchise. And we'll look at this thumbnail possibly for the last time this season. Probably not, because it's one of my favorites. But just before we close the casket, everybody get your last look at the Eagles thumbnail, because it's official. It's over. All right. Yeah, Cowboy fans, you're getting off easy. All right, you're getting off easy. Oh man, yeah, a lot going on this week. A lot of coaching talks. Who's getting fired? Who may be stepping in? John Harbaugh interviewing for the Chargers job. Looks like he's going to be there and talk about it's a nice setup for him. Justin Herbert, you got a nice, beautiful stadium, warm weather. Actually heard an interesting. Somebody brought this up. I believe it was my brother. Just he might not want to go to the AFC because he doesn't want to see his brother in a playoff game. He wants to see him in the Super Bowl. So I thought that was interesting, something to consider. But when they're flying in, dog, and you're as a high profile coach as he is, you got to imagine he's getting the offer. So, do we see Harbaugh in LA? I think so. Like I said, we had three of the best to ever do it stepping down, or they're no longer with their roles. Both, it seems. I mean, Pete Carroll made it pretty clear that he was pushed out, and to be honest with you, after getting the chance to sit in on Belichick's post-game conference, it seems like he was pushed out as well. But there is a new man in the building. Shout out to Jerod Mayo. Waited on his damn moment. And yes, going back to our thumbnail, this is my weekend jar. Shout out to him. And before we get into his introductory press conference, I just want to bring up the facts. All right. Yes, Jerod Mayo, former Patriots captain, Super Bowl champ. He's been on the staff since 2019. Let's take a look. So the 10th overall pick in 2008, he was a Tennessee Vol, and he was a lifer for the Pats. 2008 to 2015, first season, Tom Brady goes down with the infamous ACL injury after the Pats' 18-1 season. So regardless of that, I believe they finished like 10-6 under Matt Castle. But regardless of that, defensive rookie of the year, like I said, Super Bowl champion versus the Seahawks, took a little time off, but returned as a linebackers coach, inside linebackers coach, by the way. Since 2019, apparently it was in his contract that he would become the next Patriots head coach. And lo and behold, here he is. Here he is. It's tough considering the season we just had. It's kind of awesome to have some new blood in there, but I need to see a little bit more. All right. I need to see a little bit more because that press conference, I'm not completely sold, y'all. I'm not completely sold just because the Patriots tell me I need to be. We're going to break down some of his press conference because I don't want to keep y'all here all day. We got games to preview. All right. But yeah, just we're gonna get the press conference ready because there was just some cringy ass shit that I was just like, hold up. All right. And let me just say before I play this and get into this little segment here, I'm super happy for this dude. Like I said, he waited on his moment, did it the right way, didn't jump the line. And obviously it's hard not to deny the fact that he's going to be the first black coach of the Patriots. Now, with that being said, I understand it's important, but it was just looming over the entire interview, and as important as it is, we're coming off a 4-win season, bro. Coming off a 4-win season. All right, so when we talk about diversity and all that, how about we diversify these wins? All right, how about we get some blowouts, some close wins, some overtime wins, whatever. Mix it up. All right, I'm all for diversity. So diversify those wins, dude. But let's just go to our first timestamp right here. RKK with the introduction. He's no Bruce Buffer, but still. Let's take a listen. Well, let's get him up on the screen first. And here we go. This is Robert Kraft introducing the new head coach of the Patriots, Jerod Mayo.
Level contention and long-term success. So it is with great excitement and pleasure to introduce the next Patriots head coach, Jerod Mayo.
I appreciate you, Thunder. I call him Young Thundercat, has a young heart. One thing I did learn from you today, I also have a prepared statement. Yours is in like 30 font, Times New Roman.
Yeah, we'll get back, but I'm just going to pause it right now. The Thunder shit, weird. He said this multiple times. I have a tweet here. Luckily, I think NBC Boston cut up every single time he said Thunder, but like one time was cool. My man can't keep going back to the well in your first presser with the same fucking joke. Come on, man. Rookie mistake. And like I said, it started off so well. I think the biggest problem with this press conference, it was way too long. I loved getting to hear from Jerod Mayo, but yeah. Less is more sometimes, bro. It was getting a little weird at points. All right, it's getting really weird. Let's see. Our next time code here is 1920.
Being here, I took a break. I went to Optum. I needed a break from Bill. I went to Optum for about 4 years, and I came back. And one thing I came back with, I learned a lot at Optum. Larry Renfro, Mike Mateo, those guys. I learned a lot at Optum about diversity, right? About diversity and inclusion. And you better believe it. Being the first black coach here in New England means a lot to me.
Now, nothing wrong with that. Just kind of weird to bring up at the press conference yourself. Now, I'm not sure if that was a point of emphasis put on him or if he just wanted to do that, but yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the football. So where this kind of gets weird too. I don't think I heard reports that he trashed Bill in this press conference. I don't think so. I think you have to address the obvious, but let's just play this next one.
Right, surround yourself with good people. Now, as far as our staff and things like that, we're going to be good. We're going to be a lot better. Now, Bill always says this, managing expectations. For me, I'm not trying to be Bill. I'm not trying to be Bill. I think that Bill is his own man. If you can't tell by now, I'm a little bit different even up here. But what I will say is,
I don't know. Kind of weird way to express that. We know you're not Bill. I just thought it was, I guess it's tough because you want to address it, but I'm just kind of in the notion of like, why are you bringing up the last coach that was here? And it's not like a guy, listen, I don't want to take any shots at Brandon Staley, but it's not like this fucking guy was Brandon Staley. Talking about Bill Belichick, throw some respect on his name. Don't even, if you want to say his name, go ahead, but just keep the Bill talk to a minimum. So weird. And yeah, there's still some awkward moments in here regarding, and just like at a certain point, I mean, it's hard to ignore. We don't want to be totally insensitive, but I don't know. It's pretty much there in the writing. The dude had this job lined up for a minute. And that's what it is. I don't know if it's the reporters making it this way, if the Pats are swinging it this way, making it all about race. But Jerod Mayo is more than qualified for this job. So why are we having these weird undertones as if he's only being placed there for diversity? Like I said, I'll pull up his little stat sheet I made. Again, he's more than qualified. So why are we harping so much on this? But it is an awkward moment.
Jerod, congratulations.
Thank you.
Question first, Robert. Jerod said that being the first black coach was important to him. Curious, what does it mean to you? And if I could ask you, Jerod, have you reached out to any of the folks like, Tony or, Tomlin, just to get their sense of what it means to them?
Talking about Mike Tomlin.
You want to start off?
Yeah. Let me say this to you. I'm really colorblind in terms of, I know what I feel like on Sunday when we lose. And I can just
Get into
tell
muddy
you
waters, Robert.
after my family, my passion is with the New England Patriots, and there's something else very close second, but winning at the Patriots is my passion. So I want to get the best people I can get. I chose the best head coach for this organization.
Preach.
He happens to be a man of color, but I chose him because I believe he's best to do the job.
That's my owner. Shout out to dude. But it gets seems like a nice sentiment. It got super awkward though in a matter of less than a minute.
Thunder just talked about and selecting me to be challenges. I appreciate, Thunder and the organization selecting me to be a black head coach. I would say,
Again with the Thunder, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
would appreciate, Thunder and the organization selecting me to be a black head coach. I would say what Thunder just talked about, that was in the locker room. You want your locker room to be pretty diverse, and you would want the world to look like that. What I will say, though, is I do see color, because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And
Ooh. Like I'm saying, we hate racism here. It's the worst. Just super, super awkward though. I hope we just got this all out the way. And the entire season isn't about race. Like I said, Jerod Mayo is more than a black dude. He is celebrated in New England. He's very respected throughout the Patriots organization and fan base. So I hope this isn't just the main point of emphasis. He's a lot more than just the first black head coach for the Pats. And he's more than, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what motives are out there, but we had a bad year. So how, sometimes change is good. I'm really, really hoping this is the change that the Pats need. And like I said, I hope he's the right guy for the job. All right. He's the right guy for the job. Like I said, I'm going to throw up his qualifications here. You always hear people complaining about having more player coaches. Well, this guy is more than qualified. And like I said, paid his dues, did it the right way. Thought we might see Vrabel there sneaking at the end, but you know what? This was the right call. All right, this was the right call. Now, the Thunder shit, kind of weird. Not going to lie. Don't want to see as much of that. But before we move on, NBC Boston doing me the pleasure of not having to cut up this, like I said, almost 40-minute press conference. Where are you at? Yeah. So let's take a look at every single time that Jerod Mayo said Thunder to Robert Kraft.
Thunder, I call him Young Thundercat, has a young heart. Thunder talked about, Thunder alluded to from Thunder. Thunder just talked about, I appreciate, Thunder.
There you have it. And a question out there for the guys. How would you feel about another man giving you a nickname or calling you that at probably one of the most watched moments of this franchise? All right. I believe I had oh yeah, right here. It's right there. Who is Thunder? Who is Thunder? I'm your boss. Nah, Kraft is cool. He probably don't care. I'm just saying, kind of weird. These little nicknames. Oh, man. But seriously, I mean, I know I say this every show. I just can't believe how far in the season we are. Let's pull it up. We're right there on the cusp of the Super Bowl, sort of. We're less than a month away. After this weekend, that's it. We got conference championships. We got our week off. Make the wife happy. Take her to a pumpkin patch in January. Shit you couldn't do when the season was going on. And yeah. After that, we'll be talking about a little bit of basketball, then waiting for baseball to start. I don't know how much baseball I'm going to be talking about this year because my Red Sox are on pace to suck once again, really, really bad. And Alex Verdugo going to the Yankees. Right here for you, pal. It's just a job. I know. Still doesn't make it any better. Once you put them pinstripes on, curtains. Yes, we're about to get into the power rankings, but like I said, first of all, like and subscribe, hit the like button, share. We want to grow the show so more peeps can see, chime in. I love having y'all in here. The more people I have interact, it's better for the show, it's better for us, and plus, I just want to get a gauge on what people want to talk about. And we ready for Smoker. You got something to say? Hit me up. Maybe we can get you on here. Discuss some shit. But before we preview these games, and like I said, a little awkward. This is our first not top 10 because there's only 8 teams left. So without further ado, let us pull up the remaining Fresh Cookies playoff power rankings, division rankings, if you will. All right. The number 8 team, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Yes, they slayed the Super Bowl runner-up. The Eagles still ain't shit, but they were heavily favored in this game, I believe, even though they were on the road. And like I said, to drop 5 your last 6, embarrassing, but Baker Mayfield not embarrassing because he did what he was supposed to do, gave the home crowd what they wanted. And like I said, he is 2 wins away from making it to a Super Bowl. Let that sink in. Baker Mayfield is 2 wins away from going to his first Super Bowl. And just to make things interesting. Okay, hold on 1 second. What? There we go. And just to make things interesting, I'm going to pull up the power rankings again. If Baker Mayfield wins a Super Bowl before Joe Burrow, where does that put him? I mean, you're talking about a first overall pick. I'm not sure if Baker got a Rookie of the Year or not. Let me check that. But just thinking out loud, if Baker Mayfield were to get a Super Bowl, I mean, shit. Where does he rank among current QBs? Does he ascend to Russell Wilson status? Is he Joe Flacco? Let's look at some of his accolades. And we trust everything on Wikipedia because it's always right and people don't alter it. But just taking a look here. Like I said, Heisman Trophy winner, Maxwell Award winner. I don't believe... Kellen Moore Award. They're just making shit up now. But yeah, if Baker were to get a Super Bowl before Joe Burrow, I don't know, would be something to talk about. Hey, my sis up in here. What's up? Happy Thursday to you. No games today, but I know you're already planning football for this weekend. Told my brother-in-law I said RIP Eagles. But yes, Baker Mayfield exceeding expectations. Sorry, I'm taking so long on this. I'll get back to the power rankings. Where you at? Here we are. Yes, so Baker Mayfield defying expectations. The kid is in the dance. And rolling. All right. So shout out to Tampa Bay, even though I hated you like 2 years ago once you got Brady. But the Bills doing what they needed to at home, even though they beat the Dolphins, still wasn't that impressed. The Dolphins just look like a literal frozen shell of themselves, wanted no parts. I'm sorry. They beat the I'm fucking this up. They beat the Steelers. I got the Dolphins Chiefs game confused. My bad, Steeler fans. You put up a good fight. All right. You put up a good fight. And that's why the Bills, I'm not that high on them. Nothing against the Steelers. I think the Steelers and Mason Rudolph. Listen, they were down. I'm gonna take this down. The Steelers, they were down 21-0, could have folded. They got it to I believe 11 was the closest it was, just couldn't finish the job, you know. But they're out there with a third string quarterback. Does Mason Rudolph become their quarterback of the future? I don't think so. I still think they're going to look to Kenny Pickett, but just shout out to them. And the Bills, like I said, you're at home, the fucking snow, whatever. I was more impressed with the Steelers. Probably, yeah, I would say I was probably impressed with the Steelers the most out of the losing teams. Well, it's hard to say that with the Rams. The Rams put up a really good fight. And even though they were on the road, I still feel like the Rams should have won that game. I picked the Lions. No, I think I did pick the Rams in that one. So shout out to the Lions going back. But like I said, I get sidetracked. So, but Bills, all right. I'm not impressed that you beat the Steelers, all right, because they kind of look like they had your ass. So Bills sitting at number 7. The Lions, they may have gotten some help from the refs at times, but they defeat a really good Rams team who, you know, I wanted to see play San Francisco for the NFC title, but it just didn't work out that way. They fall by 1. Let me look this up. Sorry about that. Yeah, while I'm looking that up, man, it's like you find shit all the time, and then anyway, Stafford got stepped on though. The refs easily favoring the Lions in this one. That's not to say that that's the only reason why they won. But yes, the Lions win their first playoff game in ever. We're happy for them. Now, do they stand a chance in the playoffs? Maybe, maybe. They're going up against the Bucks this week, so we'll see what happens. But moving right along, the Texans, CJ Stroud leading a brief comeback because I think they were down 14-0. CJ Stroud and the Texans impressing. They take down a very good Browns team. Like I said, Joe Flacco only there for a little bit, but the defense stacked. Everybody got going early. And yeah, CJ Stroud, rookie of the year, in my opinion. So then the Chiefs, they win at home versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins wanted no type of smoke, just absolutely pitiful. Throw the whole team out. The Packers with the most impressive win of the weekend, just absolutely dominate the Dallas Cowboys, who we wanted to kind of shut the door in terms of clowning on them. But once again, they welcome evil entities into their life, and now they're on the couch. And the two big boys who didn't play this weekend, still, it would be dumb for me to say that the Niners and the Ravens aren't the biggest threats in the playoffs. The Ravens get that one spot because they won. That's how it works. So let me know what you think about the Fresh Cookies divisional power rankings. Like I said, only 8 teams because we are that late in the season. I really want to find this friggin' clip. Let me take this down. Damn, bro. I'm like, I seen this shit multiple times. I can't find one. Are they trying to block this play out? Hmm. You gotta love when people just post stills. Like, just play this shit. I just want one clear angle. Mm, I should have recorded it. Now this should seem like a seems like an inside job. But yeah, the refs definitely favoring the Lions in that last game. I mean, mm, mm. But like I said, we got into the power rankings. Let's move in. Let's bring up our thumbnail again. You already know. It's division weekend. And who's ready to get eliminated? All right. Is it you three on the left? Huh? Just some great games. lined up for us. And let's get it started with one of the most intriguing matchups, if not the most intriguing matchup of the weekend, Texans-Ravens. Young C.J. Stroud striking for the head of Lamar Jackson. In terms of who's cooler, I mean, seriously, two cool guys. Shout out to C.J. Stroud, like I said, Rookie of the Year. Jesus freak, love it. Lamar Jackson. A lot of BS with that contract in the offseason. Well, it looks like it's paying off. All right. Shout out to Lamar and the Ravens. It hurts me to say that as a Pats fan. We've had a lot of good matchups with them, but got to give credit where credit is due. I expect this to be a straight back and forth battle. I know it's easy to say that. The Ravens are much more experienced. They've been resting, and they're going to be in front of their home fans. Can C.J. Stroud answer the call in the cold? I mean, he played at Ohio State, so I don't think the guy's inept at playing in cold temperatures. It's going to take a near perfect game for the Texans. They can't turn the ball over at all against the Ravens. And when it comes to defense, are you going to take away Lamar's receivers? And when you take away the receivers, you already know, they've had a decent run game. I don't think Lamar runs as much as he used to, but if you do take away those deep threats, it's a matter of, are you going to contain them, up the middle and on the edges? We shall see. It's going to be a really tough task for C.J. Stroud and company. Unfortunately, I don't see him making it out of this round into the conference championship, but he, like I said, Rookie of the Year, without a doubt, pulled off a spectacular season, try to be polite here, but let's be honest, took a dog shit franchise who had a lot of negative connotation around them, and shout out to D'Amico Ryans. It's not just C.J. Stroud. He found the right guys for this organization. They're playing well. I just think it ends this weekend, but they have nothing to be ashamed about, and I'm really interested to see what's in store for them next year. But I expect this to be a high-scoring affair, to be honest with you. I see Baltimore at least putting up 30 in this game. And I don't think the Texans trail that much farther. But yes, I like the Ravens in this one. I'll put Stroud down for at least one interception. All right, moving right along. The Packers, the new Bay of America. I mean, the NFL's got to be creaming itself over this matchup. Two historic franchises, two beloved franchises in the NFL. They're going to hype this one up as much as they can. Obviously, the Packers and the Niners have had some history with Aaron Rodgers being there, not being able to get the job done. I'm sure you're going to see a bunch of those clips, but it's a new team for the most part. Jordan Love, he's been pretty consistent this year, but for whatever reason, looked really, really good in those in that playoff game. They're rolling right now. They're a pretty sound football team. I like that they don't have one particular guy that stands out. Obviously, it's Jordan Love. He's the Q. He's going to get the most love. And it looks like Matt LaFleur has definitely played himself into getting rehired as the Packers coach. And as much as I rode him, thinking that maybe he's too young for the job, maybe some more deserving people, for right now, he's safe in my book. Now, when it comes to taking on the 49ers, obviously they're the favorites in the league. Their only downside this entire year that I've said and other people have said is just they need everything to be perfect. So, God forbid anybody goes down for them, we're going to have to see how they respond, because they have not done that well this year. Brock Purdy at a certain point was being considered for the MVP, not even close right now. That Ravens game may have broken them. We might be seeing a shaky Niners team. They're coming out of the bye, so we shall see. Now, I'm really high on the Niners. I don't want to ride this, this impulsive train that the Packers are the best team in football, because I've seen the Niners do it over the course of a season. Sure, they haven't won every game, but 72 Dolphins, the only team to do it, Another team came pretty close. Know who they are. But when it comes to Packers and Niners, I'm going to go with San Francisco in this matchup because I have to pick somebody to win. But Packers keep it close. And I think they win the hearts of America if they haven't already. Now, when it comes to touchdown scorers, I don't think I'm going to take any George Kittle in this game, but Debo and CMC, how could you not? And Romeo Doubs, they're obviously going to be honing in on him. I would have to check the injury report. We'll see if Christian Watson goes, but if he's good to go, I like Christian Watson for a you know what? Yeah, I would rather Aaron Jones kind of questionable right now as well. I'll definitely take an Aaron Jones touchdown. I'll take a Debo, and I'll take a CMC. Christian Watson will be a game time decision, but I can imagine Romeo Doubs getting mad love last week. Watson not being huge target going into the week could ball out. So look for the Packers to shock some people. Like I said, I'm still going with the Niners, but shout out to Green Bay. Bucks Lions. Who will have the bigger redemption story? Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff? Two guys that were tossed to the wolves in the trash, whatever you want to call it. The fucking furnace at the end of Toy Story 3. They were going down with the toys, damn it. Their careers were over. All right. Jared Goff, get out of LA. We're sending it to Detroit. Hope you like it. Baker, you were in LA last year. How about you go down to Tampa? Baker looks like he fits in Florida. All right. He looks like he likes a good jort. A margarita every now and then. Hey. It might be the best thing for him. All right. You start out in Cleveland. Then you go down to Carolina. I'm probably missing maybe a team or two, but he goes to the Rams, sunny LA. I don't think he lived out there, but if he just played himself into a contract in Florida, take that shit. But yeah, a great story for both these guys. Whoever wins this, I'm happy for them. I can't imagine, like I said, their last game was insanely hard. I'm not sure they're going to see another tough team until like a tougher team than that. That's going to put up fight like that in the NFC. Obviously, if they win this one and see the Niners, that'll be their toughest test. But that Rams game was just insane. It's a matter of will they get away with some of that penalty, those no calls against San Francisco. So you already know where I'm leaning with this one. I'm going to go with Detroit. Like I said, they got the momentum at home. It's not to say that the Bucks won't be there close at the end. I just see the Lions winning by 2 scores. And if you saw grown-ass dudes crying after that last win, I can only imagine what we might see this time around. So Detroit to keep the den happy. All right, Chiefs, Bills. What more could you want? All right. Say it with your chest. Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick Mahomes playing his first road playoff game. How does he fare? Crack the helmet and all that good business. Last week, T Swift up in the suites. We're over it. All right. If they make it to the Super Bowl, that the NFL is just hoping they make it to the Super Bowl. So we could just have 2 more weeks of Allstate commercials and vaccines and whatnot, and Taylor Swift. No disrespect to Miss Swift. I would just a sports reporter trying to report sports. But yeah, this is pretty good matchup. Hype for this one. The Bills, both these teams very shaky this year. All right, I was about to kick the Bills back in, but the Chiefs just as underwhelming. I think they've escaped by the skin of their teeth. Thanks to the fact that they have still one of the best minds in football in Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes looking like he's doing it all by himself out there. without the help of the refs, of course. And then the Bills just, it's interesting. I've never seen a team like the Bills that are good have the record. Maybe the Cowboys, but like we still treat them like they are a bad team, and maybe it's just the way they carry themselves. But I'm not sure what this loss would mean for Sean McDermott if they drop it. I mean, you just won your 4th division in a row, but you can't seem to make it even like you haven't sniffed a Super Bowl. So what's the best option for them there? I would say maybe John Harbaugh would take that job, possibly, but I don't think he hasn't been mentioned at all. I know Harbaugh was also considered for the Bears, but I mean, shit. Why would you pass up LA in that roster? Back to this game, though. Both teams kind of underwhelming at home last week. Buffalo had the whole snow shit to deal with. With that being said, I don't want to be, or you know what, fuck it, I don't care. I will be a hater, but this isn't hating. I just don't. This is probably the least impressive Chiefs team that I've seen under Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't be surprised if they win, but if they were going to lose, this would be the year and this would be the game. The Bills, I'm going to look into the camera when I say this, show some heart, grow a spine, and win this fucking game at home for your fans. All right. Once again, it pains me to root for a fellow AFC East opponent. It's even worse to root for them and they don't live up to the hype. So do your shit or don't. But if you lose, the clowning will commence. Do us all a favor, though. The All-State, everything. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. Man. Another great show. Just let's go back over some of our thumbnails before we peace out. Like I said, we are, I believe, 3 weeks away from the promised land. Super Bowl LV Trace. Okay, it's in Las Vegas. I can't keep up with this. I thought the Roman numerals were tough when I was a kid. Now we're making shit up. Yep, Eagles fans, it's over. It's over, bro. Pack it up. They're gonna blow up your stadium and your franchise, and you'll be a thing of the past. Someone else we were clowning, Mike McDaniel, Dolphins. Pack it up. Swim south, bitches. It's over. And Jerod Mayo making his Patriots head coach press conference debut. Yeah, he's taken over. But I really hope he doesn't keep referring to Mr. Kraft as Thunder. Who is Thunder? Who gave you the okay for that? All right. Who told you can do that? You think this guy ever gave anybody a nickname? No, he barely said anything, and we loved him for it. He was a fucking jerk. He was our jerk, though. All right, y'all. That brings us to the end. I just want to say thank you again for tuning in. Everybody that participated. It's been a great season. We're still going to keep going even after football season, but it's just been a great experience doing this show. We're going to have to get back on the airwaves more frequently. Like I said, subscribe, share. We want to get more peeps in here. We want to grow the brand, and we want to take this show on the road. So appreciate y'all. Let me know what you got going on this weekend. Let me know if you got some major upsets. You got a fat parlay you're trying to lay down. Hey, let us know. We're always here for you. But as always, thanks for tuning in. I'm Nery Rodriguez, and you already know it's Fresh Cookies. Peace.